another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Hello and welcome to the ScotDanGames review of Impossible Mission. 13 years before Austin Powers made a laughing stock out of evil megalomaniacs, Impossible Mission introduced perhaps the most diabolically sinister genius of our time since Lex Luthor. Back in the day when men were men and sheep were afraid, you would be set by games with terrible colour schemes and a character that may as well have been painted by Lowry. Sounds were perhaps no better. It was either the odd beep here and there or a complete cosmic overload of shrill tones that echoed the worst of Captain Kirk's cockpit at Warp 9 on Red Alert. So, viewing Impossible Mission for the first time on Scott's C64 back in the day, we quickly realised the complete smorgasbord of entertainment that just loaded up before us. Our disbelieving ears and minds were shocked at the awesomeness of the now infamous introductory speech from evil Professor Atom Bomber. Yes, speech. Before Impossible Mission was released, speech was unheard of, literally, and so it immediately reeled us in further to find out what other delights might await us. After a little elevator ride, we were astonished at how fantastically well animated our protagonist was. Back then, this fella running along was considered lifelike, and he moved incredibly well. His goal was to pick up puzzle pieces from all sorts of room elements such as a filing system, a bed, sweep machine, nay, even a toilet, and place the pieces of said puzzle into the correct order through a specially designed graphical interface. Within this area, he can flip or turn the puzzle pieces around to get them into the correct position, and there's also a timer to let you know how much time has been running before the game ends, which is added to by 10 minutes every time you die. And if you're anything like me, then this will be a very regular occurrence. What doesn't help is those pesky robots, and the roving black hole that's inextricably linked to the C64 version. The robots all look the same, but they come in different flavours, and this causes all manner of problems when you land on their platform. The difficulty is assessing what you think the robot will do, because there's plenty of methods that they use, from actually done to being right in your face, and you won't necessarily notice until you face right up to them, by which time you quickly learn your fate. Let's get this out of the way though. The Amstrad and Spectrum versions of the game don't hold a candle to the Commodore. Yeah, that was difficult. Against the athletically smooth movement of our spy on the C64, the animation on the other versions looks a little bit like a power imitation of a kangaroo doing the monster mash. The Amstrad's graphics suffer in comparison by a case of rampant blockitis, as perhaps not so surprisingly does the Spectrum. However, putting that to one side, they all play very well, and that counts for a lot in my book. When Impossible Mission came out for the Amstrad, I was down the shop straight away with the readies, and I kept hold of my newly cherished possession like I would a winning lottery ticket. I knew that once this masterpiece was loaded up, I'd never have to buy another game ever again. And certainly had the disappointment set in. Where was the now familiar greeting from the evil Professor Atom Bender? And why was my spy wearing a custard-coloured shirt? Overall, the game still holds up to stay as the cream of the crop from the 80s. There are some difficult niggly things like having to be fairly spot on when somersaulting over robots, and having to be pretty much dead centre on the room lifts for them to respawn. But these are minor discrepancies because the game's still an absolute joy to play.